All right. What's up, everyone? How's it going? No camera tonight because I'm in a robe and don't feel like being on camera. Oh, I had a random stream. I'm just messing around with some code and I'm messing around with some Twitch API, and I just need to be live so I can capture what I'm trying to do and capture a few different things. I can't do it without being live. So I could have used someone else's stream, but I want to use my own data because that's better. So hoping I'm having a good Saturday. It's 9:23 here. Random stream, but where I'm just learning how to code, play around with different things. I was trying to build like all this data analytical stuff for video games, which I'm still doing, but Twitch has a massive API, so I was like, oh, let's mess around with the Twitch thing. Twitch API. I want to like pull in viewer counts and followers and all that nonsensical data on my channel, and then eventually just like kind of use that to help myself grow. I think everyone's like, oh, don't pay attention to numbers, don't pay attention to numbers. I'm like, yeah, no, I get don't pay attention to numbers, but I think it's also important to like look at them every now and then. You can't let them discourage you. Like, I think that's a big thing too, is don't let them discourage you, don't let them beat you up. Corporations look at their numbers all the time. And I think it's just important to, and it's not, I'm not trying to say like, oh, everyone's just a number. No, I'm just saying that, looking at the data that's coming in, how can I improve my streams? What am I doing at certain points in my stream that people are enjoying, not enjoying, things that pop up. If I see like, if I see views come in at a certain time, what was I doing at that time? To retain that. So it's I'm trying to get serious around growing, and I think there's a lot of analytics out there which I'll be using, but I think at the same respect it's also just cool to learn how to build something like this and really understand how it works, because I think that's importante. So that's what we're doing tonight, and I don't know, we'll be live for a while just to see if it works. I got most of the code built. It's actually displaying to my local host right now. Here. My little like hosting website that I have, I just threw together. It's grabbing my stream. That's awesome. So view count 1, and my plan is to actually like have this grab my stream, and every 30 minutes do. Every 30 minutes do a do an update, and it will then drop it into a database, which then after stream or whenever I want, I can go in and review that data. And they're not seeing what I want you to see though. Oh, there you go. Here's my data. Make a quick little website I threw together. Well, it doesn't really work. It's just kind of like throwing together nonsense. I use it for different things. I was using it for World of Warcraft. I was using it for Guild Wars 2, and now I'm using it for Twitch stuff and streaming stuff. So this is just kind of grabbing, the viewer count that's out there for me. Streamed by Full Data Alchemist, viewer count 1, and then eventually I'm going to take all this data that's out there and drop it into a database. Have it ping. I don't know. I'm thinking maybe drop it down to like every 5 minutes. I think the rate limit for Twitch is 30 requests per minute. If I do this like every 5 minutes, it should be fine. Maybe even like 10 minutes. Have it just parsed to change it to see. I don't know. I don't get a lot of views, so I'm thinking 30 minutes is fine. But it might be too far gap too as well. And that can always be adjusted to the time frame of how it's going to parse the Twitch API and pull in the data I want, and then drop into a database. And then from inside the database, I can use pandas, which is a Python library, to go ahead and manipulate it and just look at different data and then throw it back up on this website. This is what I can have for myself. And I know there's like a bunch of things I could do. Like I use Twitch Tracker and a bunch of other things like that, like Social Blade. That will pretty much tell me all this stuff. And that's cool. And I'll be using that. But I wanted to learn how to do it myself. So between this and like the Remnant 2 database are two of my probably big projects I have going on right now for myself. I like to learn, I feel like once you start learning, once you stop learning, is the moment you become obsolete. So I don't like becoming obsolete. I want to keep learning, keep doing newer things and cool stuff. Anyway, so this is where we were. This is the actual code that made this work to get to the website, which is very interesting to figure out. I don't know if I need all that. That's so weird. I might need all this later. So now I'm learning. I've messed around with Flask a few times, building different websites, and it's not that hard. Flask is too bad. But this is just right now. This is defining the Flask app. I read in the .env file, which has all my keys and stuff in it, which I won't be sharing. And then it goes out, gets the live streamer. Right now, I think the user login is just me. I have it hard coded. It should probably stay hard coded. I don't plan on like doing anything crazy like a social blade website or anything like that. This is more just for personal use. So it's just me playing around with this and having fun with it. And yeah, I'm not gonna do anything. So I'm not gonna really share it. Not gonna like have it where you can search for a person and put your own stuff in there. This mainly be for me and personal use as I grow. If there's interest as I'm doing it, maybe. But right now, it's just hard coded in with my user ID. Get that. Does a bunch of checks. Make sure the data frame is not empty. If it is empty, it reports back none. And then it loads my home page and then my live analytics page, which is what we saw earlier. So that's that. So now the next part of this is we get in the data. Cool. Now we have to get into a database of some sorts. So that's the next step. Oops. So that'll be the next step, but I'm actually not going to do it through here. I want to learn it through Python and using Flask SQL Alchemy, which has an ORM, which is an Object Resource Manager, which is actually pretty cool. So I can do everything pretty Pythonically using SQL in a Pythonic way to build database, to build tables, to import the data into it, pull the data from it, and then once I pull the data from it, I can do I can return all that information from it that's in there out to the website. And this is also going to start including in all like the mathematics and whatnot to do that. So we'll parse it every 3 minutes, and then I have to figure out how to. Well, not it's going to include the mathematics. I'm going to have to figure out the mathematics after that. I think it's a division by 30 minutes, I guess. Figure it out. I don't need GPT's help with that because I don't do math. This other stuff though should be pretty okay to do. I think. I don't know. We'll figure it out. So let's minimize that, and then let's do this. So I have a second one over here, which is going to be my. So I built the DB models PI, which is going to be where I'm building my database connections and my database models. So they're kind of separate from this. I'll call it in later, and then I'll call it in with what I need to call in instead of having a massive file. Just get way too large, crazy. So this is the main program. This is the models program. I will then use this and import in and bring in the functions I need from it. So what are parameters? Whatever it is. So that's what we'll be doing. Cool deal. All right. So I think for now, we have to do. My freaking mouse is dying. I can't tell. There we go. Now it's charging. All right. So I think we defined that's a SQL Alchemy. Then I think I need to start creating the model, which is going to be a class following some instructions. And then I think once I have to build the table in there and then assign the tables in there, if I'm not mistaken. So I'm going to do a class here. And this is going to be my viewer count. And it's going to be a db.model. And then we're going to say table name. And that should be assigned to my table of average viewer over time. Average views over time. We'll do OT. Keep the table name short. When I call it, I can always make an alias as you know, views over time or as views over time. I keep it short so I can work with it. Then I think we have to say the ID is going to be assigned to the db dot the columns, and this is going to be an integer, right? Did I spell that right? Int. No, I spelled that wrong. Integer, not integer. And this is gonna be our primary key. I'm just gonna change that. I don't know if I like just the ID. I guess it could be fine. Oops, primary key is gonna be true. This is our primary key. It's integer. We'll make a timestamp column. That's important. Time is going to be assigned to my column. Another DB column, another database column. So class is just, from what I understand, class is just like a blueprint for this is literally making my blueprint for my database. So I'm building my columns. I'm, you know, getting set up. I'm defining my columns, defining what type of data type it's going to be, so I can use it for later and start putting data into it. I don't think I'm calling in timestamp though. I'm gonna have to update my, unless we're getting that somewhere else. Mess around with it. Whatever. No, I'm not getting. Is that something I have to call in from the API using the get stream endpoint? Or the streams endpoint? Reference. Oh, I don't know what the hell. There we go. No, why is this thing acting all funky? Come on. So I think it's gonna be. No, there's no timestamp. I think it's when I went live. The timestamp must be something that I'm automatically creating, I think timestamp I'm going to create, and every 30 minutes it's going to timestamp it. I'm grabbing this and this. Started at is how long, you know, when it started. Shouldn't need that. Shouldn't matter. So, oh, I'm not sharing my screen. Oh, that's why. All right, that's cool. All right, anyway. I'm a little tired, so I'm a little kind of like, wow, I guess. But it's also 9:30 at night. It's a chill little stream. Tomorrow I'll be alive most of the night with Dragon's Dogma. Most of the day with Dragon's Dogma. That'll be fun. Start up a new podcast if you're interested in that. You can check me out on Spotify at Full Data Alchemist. Podcast is all about data. Actually, it's focusing on alchemy, data analytics, gaming, and content creation. Got a lot of things in there. Data alchemist. The word alchemy or data alchemist is from Full Metal Alchemist, but it also has a bigger play into full metal into uh, like spiritual alchemy or ancient alchemy. So, discuss that all on my podcast, which will be out on Tuesday. You can check that out on Spotify. Just look up Full Data Alchemist. My first episode is out there. If you're inclined to listen, appreciate it. All right, I'm doing my columns. This has to be a DB daytime column, obviously. Default, what is this? Default, if I could spell, I think. Oh no, default is going to equal date time. What is this? This is gonna be UTC now. Then under username is now assigned to this DB column. We're gonna make this a string. It'll be a string column. It's only gonna be me who's really going in here, but I'll make it 30 characters. Then the viewer count is going to be assigned. Oops. The viewer count is going to be assigned to the column. Assigned to this is going to be db.integer. And that's it. Those are our columns. We now have to make a function. And in that, we'll put that here. Initialize it. And we'll do self. We need our username. And we then need our viewer count. And then we'll say that, oops, forgot these. Then we can say self dot user underscore name assigned to username variable, and then self.viewer count will be assigned to my viewer count variable. Now we have our table built. I guess I don't need this here. This is just building out my model for what my database model is. I'm just gonna come back over here with me. I'm gonna need this when I build my connect to it. I think I'm gonna need. Now I think this is where I can do my import DB models, and then we can say, or is it from? Is it from model? Oh, from DB model import DB. I don't have anything named DB. Oh yeah, DB and my class viewer count. Now we're bringing in our database of SQL Alchemy, pulling that in, and then we're bringing in the class that has all our tables and our how we're assigning everything when we write the table. That should work. That's imported. Now I have to also import. Well, let's just create my engine first. Actually, connect out to my. I don't know how to do that. I've connected before, but. So I'm gonna define my app here, right? This is my app being defined here. I think I need to do I have to do something with the SQL connection now. I did this once. I remember how it thought. I think it was like app. Doc, yeah, .config. And then it's gonna be. Let me go. I go ask. I got phone a friend. All right. Let's see. I don't remember how to do this. To configure and initialize Flask SQL Alchemy in the main app file, configure your database URI and initialize a SQL Alchemy object. Right. I don't think I get this part, the SQL database. This right here. Is this something I need to create, or is this just something that it being like identifier? Because I don't know. SQL Alchemy database URI is a configuration key based by okay. I gotcha. So to setting the URI, you need to provide the URI that points to your database. The format typically looks like this. So this is saying this is your I gotcha. This is just saying you're using SQL Alchemy database, you're using a URI. That URI is assigned to this. I gotcha. Okay. So my SQL, it's going to be SQL. Of course, we're using something called Alchemy because it just goes with it. Database underscore URI. If you really think about like data analytics or data science, I like to call it data alchemy. It just sounds cooler, data science. And you know, it's really data alchemy is really the transformation of data from something raw like code into some type of insight, golden insight, valuable data that you can provide action on. So that's what we were doing. MySQL is it my? I think it's MySQL. And then it's gonna be. I think I have to do F though for it to fall, right? I think it's like that. Then it's gonna be DB username DB and DB password at the F. I think it's right. What the F? DB local host. No, DB hosting. And then that's what? Slash DB name, right? Forward slash. I did something with this. There should be a format string, shouldn't it? Doesn't like. Oh, yeah, I'm dumb. It shouldn't be variables actually. It should just be. Okay, I did that. I did that completely wrong. So I'm thinking of the old way I used to do it. I'm using a .env file now. It should be DB underscore username password. And then what I say, and then it should be at db hostname / db. That's how it should look. This is like tracking certain things, tracking changes, modifications. You just have to know, right? We'll do app.config. Oh no, app.config. I do this again, and I do SQL alchemy. Underscore track modification. What this does? What does this do again? What does this? I forget what this does. I think it's going to do with like tracking them, some sort of tracking stuff. It's specifically related disables handling, setting the false, turns off event system. The system can track modifications to object and its single about to be committed to the database. When this can be useful, sometimes it also consumes it to make more database necessary. In summary, it's a configuration that controls the signaling support and flash SQL algorithm when you're not using these signals and want to improve the performance of your application. You set to false. Seems cool, but much of a reason to use it, I guess. I think I also now gonna need. I gotta build some type of scheduling, right? Because that script, we can connect to it every 30 minutes. It should connect back. I should reach out to the API again. Do it against the API. I don't need to say so I did that. I got it. And, I don't have. Oh, I have this here. I should probably put this on top. I'll load the environment file, and then it will grab all the stuff that's required for it to connect it back to the database. And then all right, so we got our other Flask apps down here. It's their home page, live analytics page. I think the last thing we're gonna need is after all our Flask stuff. Actually, I think it's gonna be. I think it's this we have to fetching, just because we're fetching it and storing it. So I think we have to do this here. So we'll do a try. Oh no, this is different. This is get the live streamer. All right. So it's after this, I guess we can do it. So can we do find store viewer counts? Data should be coming from my get live or my live streamer function. That will pull that in. We can say view count. Viewer count can be assigned to data. The table in that is actually viewer count. We'll use .iloc to get the first viewer count. And the same thing, we'll do user name is assigned to data. User login. iloc to get the very first instance of that. And then once we grab it, we want it to turn around and write a new record. So we'll call this new, I guess new record. New record. I think this has to be our class now that we're calling in, right? We'll pop here. Because that would be them pointing back to our tables. So there's going to be viewer count. And we'll give it some parameters, which will be username, which is be assigned to username, not minus username. And then also be viewer count, which is also not assigned. This is actually a pronoun. Viewer count equals viewer count. And then the DB is it? I don't know what this is. I know I know what to call the DB now. So we call the viewer count. I think I know what to call DB now. I just don't know. Dot pop create. Metadata, create all, drop all, engines first. Black. What was that? Relationship? Get married. What would I set the DB for? Oh, DB session. Oh, because session is part of this. Oh, so what would I use to? So a session, it represents the staging zone for all objects loaded into a database session. It's the way SQL Alchemy interacts with the database and manages transactions. So when we use db.session.add and new record, you're adding the new record object to the SQL Alchemy session. This doesn't immediately persist. It's the new object to the database. It's scheduled to persist. What? You're adding the new record object to the SQL Alchemy session. This doesn't immediately persist new object to the database, okay? But it schedules it to be persisted the next time the session is committed. Okay, and that's why we're gonna run db_session.commit, and that's when we're importing that's where committing to that current transaction. This is going to tell SQL Alchemy to execute the necessary SQL commands to persist all the new or changed objects in the current session database and commit the transaction. Gotcha. here, don't I? Then that means I have to import this here. Well, that wouldn't make any sense then. And then would that mean that this would work? I just lost my yes, now DB session's there. Okay, but how can I use this? I want DB SQL here. I don't want to have to import it. I thought the whole point was having separated. So this would actually be somewhere else, like here. Oh, maybe I have to do an import here as well from get live streams, import what app? We're importing the Flask. We're importing this over here, so it can be called back down over here. Look at that. Oh, learning's fun. Hopefully that works. Who's your problem, cat? Let me look like that. Give me the creep. All right. So that's set up there. Now what I gotta do is db session dot add new record, and then we want to say commit to this little thingy, and then in that same session we'll do a dot commit. Is not. How do we set this now to be only 30 minutes? I think this is going to have to be a scheduler now, right? We have to set up a scheduler task. I asked GPT that earlier. I wasn't sure how to do that. Let's see. So we want a scheduler setup. And to set up an AP scheduler, we have to use the fetches, pull your fetches store viewer count every 30 minutes. Access data for analysis for display. I need to explain this further. Explain this further. People will probably look at, oh, you're cheating. I've used GPT since I don't know, for a while now, and this is how I learned all my Python and all my coding. I don't copy and paste. I type out all the code. I read everything it gives me. It's just quicker than reading documentation. Sometimes the documentation is confusing. I will go to documentation if I need to go to documentation, but GPT is just a quick way to get answers and get your job done. I'm all about AI and learning from it and becoming better from it. I like to make it an extension of myself. I don't see any issues with that. As long as you're not like just copying and pasting code and becoming a script kiddie. That's silly. Silly. Is the music going through? Oh, I have it muted. I'm listening to music and no one can hear it because, you know, reason. All right. So, wait. Oh, why did my thing stop? Oh, because I broke the Not worried about it. Oh, I forgot the website. What was I doing? I was setting up a scheduler. All right, sorry, let's break down the two main parts. So I have to import a scheduler to make this work, to make this apps, to make the schedule work, I have to import this whole app. I've never used it before. It's actually interesting. What is? Let's have GPT explain these two things. What are these? Explain these two modules. Explain these two modules. From app schedule dot, like it tells me what I want to import, but I'm like, okay, that's great. I have to import it. What the hell does it do? Like just import it, because then you're not learning. Advanced Python Scheduler is a Python library enables your programs to schedule tasks, functions, or methods to be executed at certain times or intervals. It's a highly versatile and powerful. I'm sorry, you guys can't see it because I'm reading on a different screen. I'm just reading it out loud. It's a highly versatile and powerful tool that can be used for a high variety of scheduling tasks. Background Schedule, in particular, is part of the APS scheduler meant for use in background tasks. Okay, it runs in the background, doesn't interfere with the main execution of the program. Is a bit more detail. Background scheduler, the scheduler runs jobs in the background using threads. Okay, it's non-blocking, meaning your main program continues to run independently of the schedule. It's commonly used in web applications like Flask, obviously, or Django, because it allows periodic tasks to run in the background without interrupting the main server process. That's cool. The @exit. It's got to be something doing, I guess, on a close of something. So @exit, it says this function allows you to register a function that you want to be automatically executed upon normal program termination. It's particularly used for cleanup actions. Gotcha. Like proper shutting down a scheduler or closing database connections. Okay. This register functions are called in the reverse order of the registration, meaning the last register function is called first. So we close out the session, then we close out the scheduler. Is that what you're saying? Why are they used together in Flask application with AP scheduling? And Flask applications, we're using AP schedulers to perform background tasks like fetching and storing data periodically. It's crucial to ensure the scheduler is gracefully shut down when the Flask application is stopping. If the schedule is not properly shut down, it might lead to resource leaks or other unintended consequences. Okay, makes absolute sense. Background scheduler is here's how they're typically used together. Background scheduler is used to run scheduled tasks in the background without blocking the main Flask application. @exit.register is used to register a shutdown function for the scheduler, which ensures when your Flask application is shutting down, the scheduler's resources are cleaned up properly. Gotcha. And it gives you some code snippet, and it says in the code snippet, a new background scheduler started. A job is added to this background scheduler, fetch and our function that we're building every 30 minutes. And then the @exit.register function uses Lambda to schedule the shutdown, and this ensures that the schedule shut down properly when the application exits. Interesting. So it's really just making sure things are running. You can run things in the background without interrupting your main server and your main processes. And then when you're closing out your Flask application, making sure everything shuts down correctly, so you don't have unintended consequences or leakage. Interesting. Okay, cool. Good to know. Good to know. Thanks, GPT. GPT's my coding friend. It's like having a freaking pocket tutor. Amazing. I really think like anything now in like 2024, anyone can learn how to code if you just put your time and effort into it. And GPT makes it so much easier. I used to use Stack Overflow for everything. And you read all the comments, and sometimes people just explain things like they're just out of this world. I'm like, I don't know what you're saying to me. I was like, you are speaking in terms that I don't understand. I need you to break this down like I'm a 5-year-old. Like I'm a 5th grader. Like break it down like I don't understand what, like I need colors and blocks. Break it down like it's blue, red, green, purple. Please. My brain doesn't work like yours. So now when I'm learning from GPT, I'm like, I don't know what you're saying to me. Please break it down like I'm a 5th grader. It's like, sure, let's talk about like you have a toy chest. I'm like, thank you. I like that. That's perfect for me. It's just how I learn. I need things broken down like let's break it down like I'm stupid or something. It works still. I have no qualms, and I've been doing this for like 8 months, and I've come a long way with it. I'm trying to become like a full stack now. Like I got the back end pretty good with databases, SQL. I was already good with SQL, but now with SQL, with Python, and now I'm trying to get like into Flask and visualizing data in a different means besides just like Matt's plot, which is nice. I don't mind Matt's plot, but it'd be nice to be able to put that up to a website. Data alchemy is amazing. I don't call it data science. I call it data alchemy, because data alchemy is really the transformation of data, transmutating raw data into golden insights. All right, so I think now to do this, so let's import these other two modules. We didn't do that yet because they want to just have it there without understanding why I'm importing app scheduler. Oh, I think I do I have to install this? Yeah, I probably do. App scheduler. Oh, if I spell scheduler correctly. Cool. And I think I have to install this too. Pip install at exit. Is that already installed? Does that come with Python? App schedule.schedulers.background import background scheduler. Import at exit. Oh, it is. Okay, that is a native Python library. Okay, good to know. Close this down for now. Now we have to build our. This should probably go. I'm wondering if it should go before. It should probably go before my routes, shouldn't it? It should go before my routes. I was thinking it's like in the process of the order of procedures. It should happen. I'm gonna load my environment. I'm gonna load my .environment file. I'm gonna define my Flask app and build my URIs for my database. I'm gonna get the Twitch. I'm gonna access my Twix access token. I'm gonna go ahead and go out and get the live streamer information I want. Then I should fetch it. Go out and fetch this. Put it into a database to store it, and then access it via the web page. So this should happen before my routes. So I'm probably gonna have to call this function in, and if it's down here, it's gonna be like, I don't know what the hell you're talking about. I can't pull from that. So that's what's probably gonna happen. All right, so then we'll do that. We got our dev stuff there, and then I think we're gonna start. So can I just call this like sketch? Does it really matter what the hell I call it? It's just a variable, right? So sketch. I think we just assign our schedule now. So sketch is gonna be. Well, I don't know how to use this. I guess it gave me what it was, but how do I use it? Can you give me an example? Oh, it did give me an example. So you're gonna set it, and then background scheduler is the function I call. You're gonna then you call your variable and add a job. The function it's gonna do is a fetch, and okay, you're calling in your function and fetch and store. Trigger of what that's gonna be is gonna be interval, and you're gonna set it for X amount of minutes, and then you use the schedule start method to start that, and then use. Okay, I gotcha. All right, cool. So scheduler is going to be equal to background scheduler. Then we'll say sketch dot add a job. Different jobs. That job should be function. That's going to be fetch and store viewer counts with the trigger. I want you to do interval. And I think it's actually string interval. Right, and then minutes. Minutes. Did I spell that right? MINUTES is equal to 30. Every 30 minutes, do that, and then we can say, "Hey, Mr. Scheduler, Mr. Sketch dot start." And then I think we want that to end after our route. We want it to end in the same place. I think we want it to end here, right? We don't want to end after. We want it to end in the same area, I would think. I'm guessing. I have no idea. But I would think logically where we're performing and the operation that I always think of like it's procedural. So I'm trying to think like, you know, what we should do. I think we should exit here because we're gonna close our flask down here. Yeah, I think it should be here. I'm gonna use lambda. What is this? Sketch. Dot shutdown. Yeah. Okay. Cool. We'll shut this down when we close out this whole app. So we have our route set up. We have our debug set up. I feel like something needs to change. All right, I think that's it. I don't know. I feel like where'd my music go? Oh. I feel like I don't know. I feel like I don't know. Like I'm a little perplexed right now. Like I feel like that's cool and all, but what is this doing for us? Like not doing for us. What is this? What is what am I trying to say, chat? I don't know what I'm trying to say. My brain is tired. I have no idea what I'm trying to say. Like wouldn't well, I guess it wouldn't, because it's just still doing what it's doing. We're pulling this information from here, but this is gonna run every 30 minutes. But how's my website gonna be updated? I guess is the question. That's what I want to ask. So don't we want to do this then? Because this will then have this inside of it, right? Wait. My schedule job is not inside my function? It's outside my function. Oh, we're calling it in. Right. We're calling in the function here. Right. Tonight. We're calling it in there. Okay, cool. All right. Let's see what happens. Let's run this business. Cannot import name DB from partially initialized module. Most likely due to a circular import. That's because we have this here. But then the problem is I'm not going to have a... Let's try that again. Yeah. App is not named. It's not going to what the hell do with it. What's this thing bitching about? So, all right, because we had circular freaking import. I had a feeling it wasn't gonna work, but I tried it anyway. I don't know what the hell error. Don't I have a try and catch in here? But I guess because argument mapper could not assemble any of the primary keys table to the average of views over time. All tables were created. No tables were created. So SQL alchemy argument error. Mapper viewer count app cannot assemble any primary key columns for map table. Oh, you know why? Because it doesn't exist. I guess I need. Is there a way I can just use? I don't know how I create the tables. This is just trying to import the table. How would there be a way to import this? How can we create the tables on my app run? Well, isn't there something like DB can do? DB dot, oh, create all. Look at that. I just run that here. When I run that here, I have no idea. I think I have to have parentheses on there. I feel like there has to be more involved with this though, right? SQL Alchemy. From Alchemy, from your application. It wasn't the Sonic the Hedgehog. I think you need to know how compared to planes. I love that they actually focus on alchemy too with this. It's pretty cool. Pip install, class based, yeah, your SQL alchemy. Bigger the extension. Oh. Do I have to do that up here too? I didn't do that. Okay, I did this, but do I need to do this? God. Because I'll call my DB, tie it back to my app, which will give me access to the session. That's all right. That's how you initialize it. I got you. Okay. Just saw that in the documentation. Create the tables after miles and tables are defined. SQL Alchemy create all to create the table with app.app underscore context. This requires an application context since you're not in a request at this point. Create one manually. Oh, I guess this is done here, and it's gonna be with app.app context. And this stays in outside the with the with loop. It stays in the if. Okay. Now that should work. Oh, try it again. Nope, this doesn't work. The SQL Alchemy that execute argument error. Mapper viewer count adds. So it doesn't like something here. That's what it's bitching about. Can't create my columns. So we made a column called ID, integer. Could not assemble any primary columns. Am I using this wrong? Integer. I don't know. Let's look up this error. See why this is failing. I am using ChatGPT. I just don't have it on screen. This just helps me understand things more instead of trying to do 5 hours. The error you're encountering, SQL could not be assembled for key. Every model should have at least one column defined as a primary key. This is essentially because, yeah, I have a. I did that. My model is that id.com primary key true. Oh, I spelled primary wrong. runtime. Either, all right, so now we're actually in the app and it failed here. So it failed right here. So app config SQL Alchemy database URI equals MySQL, blah, blah, blah. So either SQL Alchemy database URI or SQL Alchemy binds. I bet you I spelled something wrong in here. Database SQL Alchemy. I spelled everything right. SQL Alchemy. Database username, password. Runtime error. Yeah, I checked for typos. All right, why are we getting this? Runtime error either. I don't know what that means. Must be set. SQL in your configuration. Use must set in your Flask. I did that. Oh, maybe I didn't do that correctly. Let's do that. But I don't have PySQL installed. UI my. Huh. What I had. Yeah, I'm using MySQL connector. I'm using this. How do I add this into my URI? I'm using the MySQL connector for Python. I thought it was just MySQL. You need to specify. Oh, MySQL plus MySQL connector. Oh. MySQL plus MySQL connector. That's how you use it. I forgot about that. It still doesn't like it. Connector. MySQL plus MySQL connector. Let's have it make sure. Let's make it look like. Let's feed this in. Make sure I'm doing it correctly. So you need to replace with your actual. No, I'm loading it from. I don't want to do that. I have it loading from environment variables. Oh, I have to do it in the URI. Oh, that makes sense. You butthead. I have to concatenate it all too. See? I'm learning. So here. So this would be equals, and then this, I guess, is a tuple now. And then we would say MySQL connector, whack. This gets coded like that. Then I say plus os.get env. I don't know why I thought it was going to work by itself. I wasn't thinking, I guess. Like that. And then db username. And then we can say, let's make this a fucking F string. Can I make this an F string? Can I make this an F string? I thought I could, right? Oh, but I'm doing the F string wrong. So OS has to be here. So like that. Then it's parentheses, obviously. Gotcha. And then I think it's just going. Oh, we have to do OS got. Okay, so then we do again. Here OS dot get env parentheses. I messed something up here. Password. And then what about that @ sign? So @ and then we do os dot get environment. Close this off. Oops, that wrong. Close that off. Host name. Wait, it has been parentheses. Damn it. Oh right, yeah. I get it. I'm messing this up. Okay. Then again, this will be os dot get environment. And then parentheses, ending with this. Close this off double. I go back and do this. And then this should be a double at the front, right? Yeah. Double right in front of the app. It doesn't like this. There we go. Oh, I have a double. Okay, so that's how you build that with the F string. OS dot, so this whole thing here becomes the variable. This is still your string. You have to put into OS dot environment. Okay, that makes sense. Now we can run this. And it still doesn't like it. Son of a business. What are you talking about? Now this is what I can do. Now I take the code that's here. And now it'll make sure it's all the same. App config equals F MySQL os.got-environment. Why does it look shorter? Ah. I have to have something stupid somewhere else now. F connector OS. That lines up. That lines up. That lines up. All right, this all looks good now. Maybe. Oh, freaking crying out loud! All right, let's comment mine. Let's comment out mine. Okay, so mine is now there. GPTs isn't working either, so it's not my code. Now it's something else with working. Where else is this failing? We do. Oh, yeah, that's gonna be. No. I don't get it. So let me make sure this is right. So I have. Oh, we did this. We actually just tested theirs in this version of the F string. Just make sure you variables are set in your. Yeah, they are. DB username, password, hostname, database. I think that's right, actually. Look at it in place. Share. Listen, I don't mind sharing, but there's certain things you can't say. Yeah, DB DB username, DB hostname, DB streaming, and DB password are my variables. Those are all set. I'm still getting this error message. I corrected the URI, but still getting the same error. We'll just give it. Let's give it all our code. View my code. And someone else is failing somewhere. Issues that could be causing a problem. Syntax error. There's an extra parentheses. Is there? But I ran yours too, and it didn't work. Where is there extra parenthesis? Parenthesis, 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 parenthesis. What the frick is this in an extra parenthesis? Squiggly, parenthesis, parenthesis, squiggly, squiggly, parenthesis, parenthesis. Oh, shit. Okay. There's a typo and modifications. Oh, well, you know, they don't spell. Modifications. SQL, alchemy, track, modifications. Okay, I had a lowercase s. The initialization order. Ensure that the initial database after setting the configuration should come after the app. Oh, should come after the app config. Okay. You're trying to access the view counter iLock with a data dictionary, not a pandas range. Directly access. Oh. I had that built wrong. So I should build data. Oh. I don't need to use iLock. Okay. And when it's to suggest we put a I knew the live stats was wrong. I knew it. The live stats route is not fetching data correctly from a database. It's calling fetch store counts, which does not return anything. You should modify the live stats function. So data fetch and store. Oh, so in here, get the viewer count, the timestamp, descending dot first. And then the render template, we can do an if statement here. So viewer count data. We don't need to have this as a anymore, so it should be viewer underscore count equals data dot viewer count. If the data is else, then 0. Then username underscore equals data dot user login. If I'm gonna say if user login, else we'll just make a blank string. Yep. If data else no. I like NA. I don't like this blank. Okay. Database context. Okay. So now we should have everything correct. Try that again. Oh shit. It's live. select. What did I name this freaking? What did I name this thing? Table. Average views over time. I should have printed out to debug it to have it say, "Hey, created table created," but whatever. We'll just do a check inside here. Oh shit! It worked. But it didn't write anything there. So it looks like my website's working too now. So let's open this up again. We'll change this to this. Bring this down here. Let's see if we're getting things correctly. Oh, there we go. Viewer account has no attribute timestamp. That's why it failed. That's why it failed. So viewer count. Where is this failing? I have a feeling, does that thing pop up correctly? But I thought we created that. I thought we did in this area right here. Okay. Viewer count should have. Was he defining here? Is that why? I'm going to guess it's because we didn't define it somewhere. Let's just try that and see if I'm right. I think it's because our function, our model's PI we didn't define timestamp. I don't know. So I asked before. I'm like, wait, I'm questioning this. Like, how are we getting timestamp? Yeah. I was right. Timestamp. Oh, that should just be time, right? Not timestamp. I should just be able to change this to time. And is that gonna... So now if I come back here, that's the timetable. So I come back here now. Neither unarray expansion or I don't know what. It's pitching with the same area before. It doesn't have a attribute of first. You should separate the concerns. One function. Oh, but it didn't do anything to the database. Nothing there. Okay, I'm confused right now. It's failing because I'm importing to the database first. So it says the function fetch and store viewer counts in your code is meant to fetch viewer count data from the Twitch API and store it into your database. If it doesn't return any data itself, instead it inserts data. It doesn't return any data itself. Instead, it inserts data into the database. If you want to fetch the most recent viewer count from the database after storing the latest data, you should separate the concerns. One function to fetch and store data, and another to retrieve the latest. Here's how you can do refactor your code. So we keep the function, storing only the data. Then we create a separate function to get the most recent viewer count from the database. And then we update our route to display that latest data. I said that earlier too, that I think I'm gonna have to update this. Just not displaying the current data. So I just know how to do that. So now in our fetch and viewer count, our fetch and viewer count, this right here, user name, let's put this if statement. So if the viewer count is viewer count, excuse me, if the viewer count, what am I doing, is not none and user name is not none, let's get a little check. Then we want to do all of this fun stuff. Then we can create a separate function of get the latest viewer count, which we could probably put right underneath here, right? So we'll do define get latest viewer count. Oops. We'll return the viewer count dot query. We'll order it by God damn it. The viewer count dot time. Damn it, I have a dry throat. Sorry. DSC dot first. That's what return. Then in our route down here, we have to say we'll get the latest. So down here, we define our live stats, but then we have to say get the latest data, which would be up here. Say latest views, we'll call it. Latest views is equal to get the latest viewer count. And then we can say if latest views, then we'll say viewer underscore count is equal to the latest views dot viewer viewer count, and then same thing, the username. Username is the latest views dot user underscore name. Right? And then anything else, if it's else, the viewer count will be 0. Viewer count 0, and the user name will be no data. No data? Where'd I go? All right, no data. And then we will return get rid of this, and then right outside all this, we'll return the live analytics HTML with the viewer count of the viewer count variable, and then we're doing else statements elsewhere. We'll do that here, and then the username parameter of username. Oh, I forgot a comment. Yep. And now we should be able to display and fetch it. Wait, it's created, but I'm not getting any data still. Where's refresh? So let's go back to the website. Where's the website? Oh, we're still getting an error. It doesn't like the first. It doesn't like get latest viewer count. So it failed on two points. So it failed here and here. So it failed on this. I don't think there's a. It doesn't have the first. Wait, isn't it? I'm trying to have that wrong. I think I said it's a parameter, not a method. I think that might be the issue. Right? Just go like this. Yeah. Exactly. So it's supposed to go like this. That's what I had wrong too. Make sure timestamp fields exist. Yeah, we fixed that. So you know what I want to do? I want to be able to print out where I'm freaking the new record. Is that what I want? I want to print a new record, right? So if something actually. Oh shit! Am I not live? All right, so that's right. Are we live right now? Am I not on? I thought something break. No, it says I'm live. Live with one viewer. So why is it not pulling back that viewer? Which explains why we're getting a 0. Do I have full data alchemist not correct? Website. Nope. So we're getting site is working, but it's not pulling any data. Is this because of our 30-minute interval? If I reduce this to like 2 minutes or something. Got it. Yeah, that's exactly why. We'll set this to like every 5. Then wait, I want to make sure that what I want to say after anytime after the scheduler updates, I want to print out to the console that a new record was added. I thought that would be here, right? Is this correct? And do submit. Oh, so we'll do it after the commit. Then we can say right here, print new record added. Can I turn off the? Can I turn this off? Do I need this right now? It's not gonna break anything else, right? That's just scheduling a job for every 30 minutes, right? So we'll turn it off now. New record added. And we can say username. Username. Viewer count. Anything I want. Line added. I don't have. Oh, right. I don't have. Alright, whatever. Fine. Then we can say else. Print. No. Those add to the database. It's not pulling me. I'm not being rate limited. Do I need this anymore? Let's ask that question. Let's ask two questions. Two questions. Once I create the DB plus, once I create the table, do I need this create all anymore? Create all anymore? Two, please review my full code. As no data is being printed and no information being shown on the website. I'm not chat, that's weird. What time is it? 11 o'clock? You'll need to enable schedule by uncomment here. I noticed if you want to periodically fetch and store if you're going to, yes, I know. Also make sure at the user login you use these names are case sensitive. Right, so I fixed that because I put that here as full data alchemist. What is my username? What's my user logon? What is my user logon? I guess that's what I have to find out. Oh. Display name, username. Yeah, no, it's all lowercase. Okay. And to get live streamers. Oh. Print stream data to console. Okay, see what you're getting back. That's probably a good idea. It's not working though. Oh, that means I'm getting nothing back. The keys and date frames correct. Your account. Oh god, I can match. Yes, they are. It's been working before. So I'm using these print statements and nothing's printing out. I have print statements. Statements, but nothing's being printed. Possibilities. Response code is not 200. Well, I think there's something going on. I'm not getting a 200. Maybe I'm not getting a 200. Can we add like a print status code here to that? Like a print status code. Like I usually do. My World of Warcraft when I did print status code. What was it? I think response.status code, right? Response. Status code. It's not like that. Oh. I forgot a comma. If response dot status code is not equal to 200, print error response. Give me the response dot. Got a comma again. God damn it. Programming grammar. No, I'm not getting any printout. Even with this here. No printout. I'm very confused. Why am I not getting any printout with this? I get like a new. What? I can't run this code because this code's running. Weird. Well, we'll just grab that right now. Oh man, maybe something happened with the access token. I don't know. Hang on a second though. So I just reset the access token. Where's this thing bitching? Where is it bitching? Something somewhere is not working. I don't know why it's not working. Not pulling in my data. So now let's break this down. Let's just take this. We'll get rid of the try. I don't need all this. Oh. I need, give me all this crap. And then give me all of this. I just want to see. Is that an issue? Am I having an issue right here? No. Why is this not printing any status codes? Okay, well, that was kind of useless. I don't know. Everything looks right. I just don't know why it's not working. I should have to change the template file, right? Oh, it's displaying everything I need to display there. It's just not updating the numbers. So this is more of a coding issue than a display issue. I don't get it. Nothing's writing. It's not printing to the screen, not writing to a database, not getting on the website. What else can I put up? What the hell is that Z? Notice that. I don't get it. I take this and drop it into a Jupyter notebook. I ran this in. I ran this in a Jupyter notebook. I don't think that's gonna matter really. Yeah, that's not what I wanted to do anyway. So I don't know why it's not printing at all. Get live streams, debug. So let's break this down to simple. Let's just get a response. Let's just get a basic response. Import requests. We'll get our headers. Yes, cat. And you get up to being annoying now? Is that what you're gonna do? Switching hour. Import our OS. Or load our .environment files. Go, and then our user login will equal the data. And then we'll do print response. Print status code. Print status code. So print. And if status code not equal to 200, oh, for responses, that's not equal to 200. Print error response. There's a status code 200. So I took this out of all of the functions, and I am getting a 200 status code. What is the issue with my full code I provided earlier then? So that's working. Now let's do this. Now let's take this and oh, I don't need that. Yeah, it is working. So Twitch, learning how to Twitch. I had 1. Pagination, pagination, whatever you want to call it. So this is working. Without using Flask and making direct API calls, I am getting everything back I need. So if name is equal to main, all this code is bad. I think it's on the template. Alright, here's my template file. I'm so confused. Username or no data? Or let's fix it. Live analytics. Once. take this and let's do this. Let's take this guy. And I'm just troubleshooting now because I'm not sure what to do because it isn't working. So we're taking that again, breaking it down here. Headers. Oh, they don't have that. On. That was gonna work, but whatever. Still got no prints. Oh, that worked. It didn't update my database. So I'm moving this into his website, moving that to there work. Okay. So let's tell GPT that this worked to display data on the site. How come this doesn't work? How come the rest of my code does not work? Hi, kitty cat. What are you doing? I don't know why this works, but my other code doesn't work. I don't know. Oh, it's just not gonna work anymore. Yep, it died again. Yeah, I don't think it's pulling something correctly. You know, it's not working. I guarantee you why it's not working, because you're trying to do this get last viewer count, which that's why it's not working. So viewer count, it's pulling from here. So get live streamer. I was thinking about this. So this is the code that we just tried by itself, right? And it worked. This works. It's all worked. We get all the data. Then we fetch and store the accounts. So we grab the live streamer information from here again. We get the viewer count. If the viewer count is not none and the username is not none, we create a new record of username and viewer count, and we add it to our session, create a new record, and we commit to that. We're then saying, hey, if it worked correctly, print it. Otherwise, there was no database put to there. After that happens, the get the latest viewer count is to be. I wonder if this needs to be like we need to go here, like underneath this. Let's think about this. So I don't need all the code. I just need this. So let's just break this down with GPT and talk about it with it. So this gets our user and their stream data. This fetches said data and allegedly stores it in a DB, in my DB. Not occurring at this time. Scheduled to run every 30 minutes to get an update on the user count. May reduce 5 minutes for more accurate reading. Gets the latest count after the update. After the scheduled job runs, after the schedule runs. Homepage route. Analytics route to display the count of the latest viewers. This is not happening. Run the app, create any new tables. Ooh. All right, yay. For look. Add a blast. Or initializing your database tables, however you'll need to run this once, setting up your application. Disable the scheduler and call directly one of these routes. Nope, let's disable the scheduler. Where the hell is that? Right here. Disable this. Your database. Oh, I don't know. Scheduler using app scheduler, blah, blah, blah. You might want to add more logging. Get the latest viewer count. Let's pull it. Run. No idea. So and then it says if you're still having issues, fetch and store, disable it and just call the fetch and directly into the route. What's your problem? You're very whiny. can we do this? I wonder if it's my fetching. Gotta be, right? I think it's this. I think it's this function. I think it's this right here. I think we're just gonna do this. I'm gonna. What did I do? I broke that. Oh. The hell? User login. Oh, look at that. Oh, wait, hold on. Kill this. Let's run this. Oh, I thought I had a statement somewhere. Demo server. I don't know. I'm very confused. No, you're not laying over here. You like to lay on my keyboard. No. A whole desk you can lay on. Crazy cat just wants to lay on my keyboard. I'm like, I don't get it. Why do you want to lay on my keyboard? All right. So this didn't even work either. That's funny. So look, it's funny. I click it, and I guess that's code 200. I'm then getting all this information. So it looks like it's working. All right, hold on. Let's. So it looks like it's working, but it's not freaking key error. User login. It's bitching about the user login record. It's supposed to. Oh, user name. User name. Okay. All of holy shit. That whole thing was a fail because it's not working. So then fix it. Well, we fixed that. All right, so put it back to normal. Fix this again. Python numpy cannot be converted. We're just trying to convert. here, let's check and see what this is actually doing. All right, am I sharing this? Yeah, I'm sharing this here. So I click here. It fails. I got my SQL connected. Now it's failing to actually connect over to something with this right here. Now it's failing to write to the database. It doesn't like something here. It can't numpy. So it's something to do with the time, where it doesn't like the data type. Okay, so we'll have to figure that out. But all right, so let's go back to GPT and say, hey, all right, so I made a change as you suggested. I am getting prints out in the JSON and the status code 200. However, now I am getting this error. And to also note, when I put the code back to normal, I get 0 results again. Viewer count. I think bedtime soon, chat. I'm a little sleepy here. So bedtime, so viewer count in. Fetches to our viewer. F. And then right above this, I will It is being correctly. All right, am I returning something? It's just not doing. I think it's something to do with storing and fetching it, and then doing something with. So, is this code also supposed to display it on? I think this code should also display it on the site. No. It's fetching plus storing. You know why it's not working? So, wait a minute. I know why it's not working. It's this. Let's get rid of this. Do fetch and store. Gotta be that. I don't know what else it's gonna be. Oh, still 0. Could this be causing an issue too? Now I'm just like at a loss. Since the latest count so what needs to happen, I think I see the issue. This code is happening after the scheduler, but shouldn't. But we need this function. But we need so we need these functions take priority. Then the latest count happen. I'm not even sure we need the latest count because the scheduler should update our count every 5 minutes. Correct? I think it's something to do with this. Oh. Independent. Oh, this is grabbing from the database. Oh, yeah, it's doing a query off the database. I got you. Okay. And then we're feeding it up to the website. And I'm at a loss then. There is no data being inserted whatsoever. Oh, it should be wrapped around that, right? There's a fail here. Maybe I have a fail. Then right. Except Why'd you put it all the way over there? Oh. No, I'm right. So... Oh, maybe this has to be... like this first. Oh. Except, they must say print F. Fail to add record. Nothing's happening. It's like it's not it's just nothing. Once, hold on, wait. Actually, do I have to click on this? So I grab something. So it's when I click on it is when it happens. So status code 200, but we're not getting data to the screen, the website. So that printed 200, that printed the JSON file. We didn't get an exception issue. We also didn't get a new record. And if I do this, oh, we got data into our database. But why is it not showing up here? The query is not working, it looks like. So we got data into our database, but all right. So why is it 0439? That makes no sense. The timestamps are way off. 043932. Is that the... It's so weird. Well, I got the DB to work, and it's now adding records. Even though the timestamp is off. 0439 8. It's 11:47. What timestamp is that? All right, so we got that to work. Now something is off with, it has to be our template. There's one other thing I can think of at this point. That'd be something here is just not working correctly. Username. It's not user login, is it? Oh. Jesus. I would. All right, we can mess with that later. I want to get the website working. Oops. I think it's gonna. I think it's gonna fail here because. Oh, something changed. Use right date, no data. Let me change that back. Where is my website again? Yeah. So it's not finding it in my route. There's something happening with the route. Something. It's running this query. It's not pulling this query back. Let me do this anymore. Wait, this was working. What the fuck? Yeah, it is working. I only have 4 entries, so now I'm not getting any more data entry into my database. Why? Oh, look, new record. So that worked. Then the query should happen, right? Return this query. But I think this is where it's failing. Fetch and wait a minute. Oh, Jesus. But now so we have 4 entries. Every time I click this, I should have a different one, right? Unless I have the scheduler going. Well, let's kill the scheduler really quick. Oh, the scheduler's not even on. I had the wrong fucking function there. That was why. So this is getting the last viewer count. Now... Alright. Now we come here. We'll come to Streaming Analytics. We get 1 count. We didn't get anything into our database now. Should have had a fish entry and we... Oh, I haven't updated it, you idiot. So, are we just not getting printouts again? We have 8, so if I click this again... I was 24. Oh, we didn't get anything new. 24 entries. Okay. All of a sudden, it just stopped. I fixed the site issue. But you know what? Now that I'm thinking about it, this right here, I guarantee you, I come back, I click this, we'll get 0. We call this here, we'll get that entry. Yeah, okay, I figured out the fucking issue. So here's what's going on. I figured this shit out, and GPT would not help at all. So this is what's happening. We need another function somewhere. I'm not sure. But fetch and store viewer counts is our function that's actually making it into a database, right? So, and it's also pulling in all our information. It's actually fetching from the get live streamer, which is what's supposed to be happening. And then we have our routes, and we come to a route, and we actually click on. Bitch, I closed out the website. So when we actually click on it, we are getting a new record actually happening. We're getting a new record added, but there's no display of it, and maybe we need to have. So I don't know how to explain this. I'm sorry if I'm not explaining this correctly. So this is working, and this is working sort of. So if I change this to this, everything stops working. Right? Now we have our updated database, our updated code. I'll run this. We have 26 entries. Cool. But now if I come to our website and I run this, this is going to change to 1. And the reason why I changed to 1 is because this is pulling now from my database and querying the actual database. Cool. The problem is I get it. I need this function working. Let's just change it to 1. This and give me our now if I click in here there, let's close this out, start this up. It's working. Let's go home to the home page. Nothing new. We should still have 26. Yep. We're just getting the live current viewers, which is pulling from the database, which isn't actually probably a good thing. We probably don't want that. We probably want to query it from. We don't want to query it from the database because that's just a static number. Because once we log off, it should be 0. Like if we, oh, actually, let's actually try that. Oh, I'm not gonna stop streaming yet, but yeah, I see what's happening. So this is only updating when this is here. This is being called here. So now if we do this again, we have 0. But I have a new entry. Another new entry. So stream by no data is 0 again because, which is weird because this should be pulling in from our website, right? So this function coupled with our route will always display the latest viewer count regardless if I am live or not. I am live or not. This is a bad thing to do. I want my route to be respectful to the Twitch API pull and the function of fetch and store, and update every time the viewer counts change, which should be handled by the scheduler. I don't believe we need this query. It's causing headaches. Why do I need this though? Like, why do I need this? Why do we need this viewer count? How come we need this code? Can't my route photo update to the changes of the viewer count from the Twitch API and the viewer count in the JSON file? Oh, I gotcha. Nice little pull-in. I'm not gonna use JavaScript for that. I got it. Okay. Okay. I understand. So, this This is confusing. But I'm not a web developer. All right. Well, it's 12 o'clock. I think this is going to be it for me tonight. I'll be back tomorrow. Probably not with this. I'll probably be playing some Dragon's Dogma. But this is a good start in getting my head wrapped around on how sessions and things work like this. This is just annoying. All right. Well, ladies and gents, it's been fun. It's been awesome. But I am heading on out of here. I'll check you guys out tomorrow. I'll be back with Dragon's Dogma. Until then, peace out, everyone. Bye, all.